Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Brighter Shore stream. So of course a little bit of a shorter one today as it is Monday, though we're still going to get a decent amount done. I think we're going to try to finish all the blast mining that we haven't already done. Beyond that, we also got some news from Andrew Gower himself. The main thing being that he finally has like a public post on it instead of just like hidden in a Discord or somewhere else. We have the following. Sorry for the lack of updates last week. I was in the French Alps learning how to ski. Nice. Last week. And I said last week twice. Of course, now it is Christmas, so we'll be off again for about another week. I'm looking forward to getting back to making lots of improvements in the new year, and hope all of you have a great Christmas. So yeah, that pretty much confirms that he's not going to be doing anything until, well, at least January, as he just took off to go skiing the last week. Nice. And then he's doing Christmas, of course, for this upcoming week, as Christmas is in 2 days from now. But yeah, so we're not getting any updates until January, but that means we can do whatever in that time and not need to worry about any specific grind coming up. I was also considering potentially going and doing some old school RuneScape leagues, because I was doing the math earlier, and since we might be just doing the AFK raid den soon, or, you know, kind of at that point where we're going to be ready for it, I was considering bringing back the old school RuneScape thing for, you know, like a couple days, almost a week, just because I still need to finish Dragon rank for old school RuneScape's leagues. And at the current rate that I'm going, only playing it for like 1 hour a day, we are not going to reach it. So I might offset it by actually doing it a little bit on stream again, which I know it's not everyone's thing, but it was one thing I definitely wanted to do that did kind of coincide with, you know, the time of Brighter Shores, and that I definitely did want to finish that out. So this is something we're probably going to be starting a little bit later this week. Not anytime soon, though. But sometime later this week, we probably are going to bring that back for a little bit while simultaneously doing Brighter Shores. But for now, let's go into some pure Brighter Shores content, which is, of course, look at how much smithing we have right now. Look at how crazy this is. We are level 208 smithing. That is so nice. How much potion do we still wasting, though? 17 minutes? Okay, that's not too bad. The only thing I hate about this is that we're constantly wasting some amount of AFK potion. It's never like a perfect amount. You're always wasting like some weird fraction, either up to like 50 minutes or 40 minutes or 30 minutes. It's really annoying. I'm not sure if I were going to do anything to kind of change it up a little bit, because as it currently stands, yeah, you kind of just waste a little bit of your value overall. It's a little more. Hello, everyone else. Hello, everyone watching after the fact. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now we're up at a little bit of a weird time compared to normal, but still got a bunch of goals we want to go get. The main two being to get Stonemason up, as well as to go do some blast mining. This gets two things up, of course, our mining level and our Stonemason level. At 179, we can start to etch the stones. I don't plan to actually make them into anything, but we need everything we can get so we can get to 189. At 189, I believe we could do tier 5 flint, and from there, we're pretty much good to go all the way to 200. The biggest issue is getting to 189, at which we are currently at 175, and can't do what we're about to go explode until 179. And that's pretty much our game plan, is to go use every last blast mining material that we currently have in the bank, or at least most of it, if not all of it. I forgot how long it takes to use all of it, but we have like 300 banked, so that's pretty much the game plan, is to go do a ton of blast mining as soon as he finishes this last set right here. Go get our potions that we need, go sell off this junk, go put away everything we need. But yeah, look at that. 2 smithing levels already. That is crazy. Didn't we just hit 206 yesterday? And now we're already at 208. Gosh, those post-200 AFK methods are just so good. We're still gonna have to train it a little bit manually, like doing all the iron ore that we'll have. It's one of the reasons I want to do this blast mining too, is just so we don't have to do as much iron ore. Get into a stonemason a little bit. And the only thing really keeping me from doing a lot of it is I don't want to buy the dynamite. Buying the dynamite is just a waste. So I just want to use the ones that we already have for free from our bank. Just isn't much of a use to go use the other ones, unfortunately. But let's go and get our potion real quick. I guess we'll go to Hopeport. I don't know, do I bother getting any cooking contracts while I'm there? Probably not, just in case I feel like doing merch at any point. I'm kind of done with cooking for a little bit. Just kind of leave it at 87.5 until we have a higher foraging and or fishing level. Just doesn't really seem that worth it at the moment with all the other things that are in the game. You know, or due to the lack of things that you can pretty much do with cooking at the moment. If there's more of a use case for it at the moment, I would definitely go a little bit deeper into it. But as it currently stands, it doesn't seem to really have one, so haven't really been particularly prioritizing it. Anyways, hello, Lost Skill. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, just stopping by to wish you the best of holidays. Thank you, and a Merry Christmas, because later today you're going to dip with the fams to the Sky Resort till the end of the year. Nice, huge. Hope you can catch your streams there. Nice. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of old school too soon. I did mention that a little bit earlier to stream, as I still need to go finish Dragon rank in leagues. Not sure if you've been playing it or not. But if anyone has been, I'll go to see if we can try to do some co-op, since obviously there's no co-op in Brighter Shores right now. So I ended up getting Volumor, Mauritania, and Terrawin, the Elf region. So Anyone who wants to go do that when we go do it later, yeah, I'll be able to go do co-op there since there's none in Brighter Shores at the moment. And I'll be multitasking that like we did, probably for like 5-6 days, not sure how long. I just really want to finish out Dragon Rank. We started it, but never really finished it, and I just haven't had enough time to really get around to it, so I figured bring back the Brighter Shores plus old school kind of thing like we were doing earlier. You didn't have the time this season because you got hooked on work and Brighter Shores. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, doing leagues takes a lot of time. Like, I was doing it for an hour. Hey, Conqueror is over here. But, yeah, I've only been doing it for like an hour a day. Like, you know, since we've been streaming, I've only been doing an hour a day. And it's just not enough. I kind of forgot, like, how long leagues take. Like, because I was playing it a lot the first time around, it was like, oh, yeah, this doesn't take that long. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I need to leave my potion over here. What am I doing? Oh, so why did I grab 50? That is way too many. I'm pretty sure I don't need more than, like, can you split the stack? Is there a split stack option? There is not. I wish I could deposit some instead of deposit all. I don't think there's a button for it. I want to deposit, like, 40 of these. This is way too many. Let me just drop them over here. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't bring it all the way over. Let's see. Oh, you're doing third age collection nowadays? Nice. Yeah, I know that's a pretty big thing if you have a lot of wealth in old school. Just try to get as many third age items as you possibly can. I've still never gotten one as a drop before. That's one thing I really want to do. Even if it's in leagues, it's still, you know, cool to kind of eventually get it. Obviously, in the main game, it's way better. But I have never gotten a third age drop ever in any game mode ever in old school yet. I really want to get the first one eventually. It just takes forever to try to get for one. But I want to get one eventually on my hardcore before it dies. I feel like that's a nice achievement to tick off before it eventually dies. Is get our first ever third age on a hardcore. There's just a lot of hardcores that probably never get one. I mostly just need to do a bunch of hard and elite and master clues, which I don't do too often. Well, the problem is anything that's ever a wilderness step, like half of them are just like dead immediately. You can still juggle them, but anything that says like go to wilderness where PvP is enabled and you can auto die in like a multi-combat area, anyone that is like that, it's like, yep, I can't do that, can I? Some of them are really easy, like go to the abyss or something, but because it's such a low level area. Many of them are like, go to level 40 wilderness in multi-combat. It's like, yeah, no. That's not happening. But yeah, blast mining will be the main activity we're going to be doing today. We get about 5k per each. One thing that's also nice is this is Stonemason XP. And it'll help offset us a little bit to 215 mining. Unfortunately, I believe this is slower mining XP per hour than doing iron. But I wanted to run all my dynamite just to have this for later down the line for trading or for any hammer mages that might need it. Or for whenever we go make like items for hammer mages or anything like that. It's nice to have some deathstone in the bank. Because right now I only have 24, so this will bring us to almost like 300 something to stream. So it's pretty much the only thing we're doing all stream is blast mining. I just want to finish out the stack. Most because it's a shorter stream. It should only be like hour and a half or so. However long it takes pretty much to get this stack down to 0. Which I believe is about an hour and a half based on how I timed it in the past. Because I believe we could do 10 inventories per... no, there's only 6 inventories per hour. I completely forget now. It's either 6 inventories or 10 inventories per hour is how many you could do here. I'm pretty sure it was 10, but I actually don't even remember. Whatever it is, blast mining definitely needs a buff. That's something that's been kind of unfortunate with it, is its XP rate just isn't particularly great. Both the activity itself, since you don't get the pickaxe upgrade, but also the actual knowledge per hour is pretty slow. I think it's actually almost under 3 knowledge an hour, which is absurdly slow for something in this game, where almost anything you do is pretty much at least 3 knowledge an hour. Also, that reminds me. Let me go get the timer going. That's not the timer. Let me go get the timer going. I need the 9-second timer. 9 second. Oh, no, or 9 minute. I mean, 9 minute. Alright. Oh, let's see. Are we about even on it? Boom, boom, boom. Are we about even? Boom, boom, boom. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, I'm not going to start it yet because we're not quite there yet. But when we are, we shall. Is there anything you've done for the past few years is farm hard or medium at imps for master clues? Yeah, I was doing some mediums earlier to get ranger boots and finally got them. It was just something I was missing, so I was like, I should probably go grind for it already, and then I just grinded till we got them. It was actually insane. I think I went like 300 something medium clues without getting a pair of boots. On average, I believe it's like a 1 in 60 that you get like any pair of boot. And I went to like 300 something before I got my first pair. But it made up for it because my first pair were ranger boots, so... I got ranger boots earlier than I should have, but I got a pair of boots way later than I should have. So I got both really lucky and very unlucky. Alright, let me go drop this and start the timer. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't do that. Oh no, I meant on my Iron Man. I actually don't have a main in old school RuneScape. At least not at the moment. I have like a skilling defense pure that's pretty much maxed and max hardcore. But I actually don't have a main account currently in old school. I actually legitimately don't have a main right now. I've been considering making one, I just haven't had the time because it takes so long. But I currently have no main in old school RuneScape currently. You have like 3 mains now? Nice. Yeah, I really need to at some point. It doesn't take that long. If we're just doing Brighter Shores, I can easily AFK a main from like nothing to max combat in like a month or 2. Especially with things like Scurious, AFK Nightmare Zone, stuff like that. Especially with access to the Grand Exchange. Because then you can actually upgrade your gear and not just use like a Dragon Scimitar. Or a Zombie Axe or something. You can actually use like real gear. Without having to go out of your way to go get real gear. There's something you can't quite do on an Iron Man account. Because I'm pretty sure I did the 99 all grind with like a whip. Like a normal whip. Hey, we got a Red Santa hat. Like literally a normal whip was what I used for 99 all combat. Which is not the worst, but there's definitely better options out there. It's just the best it had access to. You're gonna use all 3 accounts to try to farm clues? Oh gosh. I feel like that'd be hard. I already find it annoying enough doing clue scrolls on 1 account, let alone 3 at once. Unless you mean like you're AFK farming them. I personally, at least on hardcores, I know you could do it on different ways on your main account. But my favorite AFK method for getting elite clues, there's 2 of them these days. It's Sarachnis with the new Arania boots, if you haven't messed with them yet. Or doing, Nex, oddly enough. Because now that clues drop on for an hour on the ground, you can just get like 10 to 20 clues at the outside of Nexus Chamber, and then just come back and go do them one at a time. But those are my favorite 2 these days. Either Sarachnis or Mass Nex. There's definitely a lot of other ways though. But both of them are pretty AFK, which is why I mentioned them. Oh, is this me, or is it not playing a sound for the explosive? Am I going crazy? Or is there no explosive sound? Is it bugged? Or do I have the... Oh, you know what? I think the third-party FX thing is making it so it doesn't sound... Oh, that's interesting. If you have third-party FX, even for your own dynamite, it doesn't do a sound. Because I'm trying to think, what's different from last time? But the thing is, I don't have third-party FX turned on right now. And for whatever reason, that's actually canceling the blast noise. I'm going to actually turn it back on because that's a good audio cue to know when it's exploded if I'm not looking at it directly. Where's the audio cue thing? Yeah, that's weird. Alright, that's something new I didn't know. The sound for the blast mining is associated to third-party FX. I thought it was just other people's things, but yeah, apparently there are some things in the area that actually does still count. And one of them is blast mining. Because you need it for the audio cue for when your dynamite has gone off. We don't need it, but it's helpful. Otherwise, it does no sound at all, which is really throwing me off there. Like, where's the audio cue? But there it is. Found it. You didn't know about the boots? Oh yeah, the boots are pretty nice. I believe it's about 1 elite clue per hour, roughly. And it's actually 100% AFK. If you're wearing, like, just the car or full Torva or something. Like full Torva with a blood amulet is or blood furies 100% AFK, I'm pretty sure. I don't really do it actively, just because blood furies are kind of annoying to get on a hardcore, and because so we don't die. But yeah, you can completely AFK them on a main account. All you need to wear is just wear Arania boots, wear either full Justicar or full Torva, and ideally a blood fury, and you're good to go. Blood Fury is not required, but if you really want to ultra AFK it, it's will keep you alive longer, better. There we go. That should be a level. They really need to buff the amount of knowledge he's give. The fact that it's less than 1% is kind of insane. They should be at least 2% each knowledge. I don't understand why they're so bad. Let's see. There's like a weird like decimal of a percent thing. Where it's like a 1 point something something. But not quite exactly 2. Another Stonemason level. At one more, we can technically run our shields. I probably won't have time to do it today, but maybe a little bit off stream I'll be able to get it before next stream. We're probably only going for about another hour, hour and a half or so. I mostly just want to use as much dynamite as we possibly can in that time. But at 117, we can make our shields out of our granite. At 179, I can actually do exactly this. This is a 179 material, so I'll be able to start using it at 179. I'm not going to make anything out of it, but I will obviously etch them all for XP. And then the second we get to flint at 189, we basically have 200 instantly. Not like instantly, but that's like the last tier of rock that we get free XP from. So we're pretty much good to go the second we get 189 then. It's like our last bottleneck for finishing 200. Which we should have done by Thursday? Pretty sure by Thursday we'll have it. Maybe even by tomorrow's stream. No, we're not going to gain that many. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, there's a chance we do it by tomorrow's stream. If our only goal tomorrow was to try to get 200 Stonemason. Maybe not our only goal, but if we dedicate like 70 to 80% of tomorrow's stream to getting that, I think we can get it. So I might do that actually. Alright, potion, I'm just going to leave you there for now. You won't despawn, right? Hopefully. Keep forgetting to reset the timer every single time it goes down though. Alright, put all that away, good to go. Reason you want to do 3 accounts or farming, just pick for the pick is because you got the your account is cursed, so you use 3 accounts to gamble. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, some accounts just feel like they get absurdly unlucky on some things. My account was absurdly unlucky on boots. Because even during the league, it had like absurdly max unluckiness. Every league. It always goes like 3, 4, 5 times over drop rate on boots. Not sure why. It just hates getting boot drops of any kind. I think even Cerberus was like 1.5 times over drop rate before I got any relevant boot at all. Actually, I still don't even have all the boots from it after 1,000 something kills. It's a 1 in 512. I'm still missing the magic one. Which actually did get buffed this year too because it was so bad. And now it's slightly less bad, but I don't have it because it doesn't want to drop it. Let's see. Back on timer. Actually, let me put it on loop. There we go. You're farming for 3rd age for like a year, on and off. And then your buddy quits. You never even got 1 piece. Yeah. It's kind of insane how rare it is. 0 people ever have actually finished a collection log. And the people that are only missing like 5, 10 pieces are probably still like 5, 10 years away. Due to how rare it would actually be to get all of them. They're actually doing an update for that next year too, which might actually make me start collection logging like crazy. On my hardcore, because they're going to be adding collection log high scores to that game. And it's honestly one of my favorite activities to do in old school RuneScape these days. Because it brings you into all pieces of content. Brings you into some PvP content, some PvM, some skilling. Like, it covers basically all bases. Last I checked, I was top 25 in the entire game for collection log, for hardcores. I'm not sure what I am now. I think it was as high as, like, rank 18. But obviously I haven't played in, like, 2 months, so I probably fell a lot of ranks. But I'm curious when the official high scores come out, what rank I am. Because there likely won't be any dead people on it. So I might just potentially still be top 25 with all the dead people removed. Not 25 in the whole game, but, you know, top 25 hardcore. Yeah, hardcore's really stressful. I don't advise it, but I do enjoy it. I would definitely never make a hardcore in like a game like this, or World of Warcraft or something. Or even RuneScape 3, because I just don't have enough game knowledge to really make it never die. Well, I guess in this game I technically do, but you know, there's no point in making a hardcore in this game, even if it was a mode. At least in the current state of the game. But, I don't know, I've enjoyed the game mode. I like the extra risk that it applies to a lot of stuff. The only thing that's annoying is learning new bosses, because I don't have an alt that I can, like, practice on or anything. And pretty much, like, 95% of all the PvM I've ever done is on that account. So every single time I'm doing something, I'm basically doing it for the first time ever. Because I never really did much bossing back in the day in RuneScape. It was always just skilling, like something like this. Like blast mining. Like, even in old school, I probably have over 100 hours just doing blast mining, which is what we're doing right now. In Brighter Shores, I think we've only done it for, like, 10 hours, roughly, give or take a little. Probably a little less. I've only done it for like 10-ish hours, give or take a few hours. Obviously right now we're doing it for about an hour and a half. But old school RuneScape, I think I have 100 hours just in blast mining. Which is basically this, but that game's version of it. You start old school RuneScape to PK in the wild and have fun with the bots and rev caves. Yeah, actually, that's what I used to use my defense pier for. Is when I had it back in like 2017, 2018. I still have the defense pier. I don't have the other account, but I would use it on like a main or an alt kind of thing in order to basically mule over the items, because pretty much no one could attack the defense pier, or even if they could, it would live long enough that it could get away. So I would use it to just trade over the items. So I would sometimes have like 20, 30, 50, 100 mil risk on the defense pier, so that my main would have almost like 0 risk on it. So it could die like a billion times and it wouldn't matter. And now it's even easier because it's single combat. That was back when it was multi-combat. But now it's single combat, so now the defense pier is basically like immune to death. But before, it was still tanking like 5 people at once. Because you could just keep combo eating and everything. And people in that combat bracket weren't really doing too good of damage. Because I would always go to the high total level worlds, so there weren't as many pures I could get there. Because not too many PvP people will do that on their alt accounts. Some of them that are really dedicated will, but... Oops, I forgot the thing. But a lot of people, when they make like a, you know, like a level 50 or a level 60 account, they're not going to get 1,500 total on it. It's not something that normally happens. On maybe like a 70 or 80 level pure, they would. But it's not common that like a 60 pure would. But I'm curious to see what PvP is going to be like in this game. I just know if it's mostly just going to be staking with no other rewards, I probably won't be that interested personally. I know some people like gambling with it and everything, but I don't know, that kind of aspect of it doesn't really interest me too much. I'll still engage with it though. But I really hope he goes down the route of like the ancient warrior armor and stuff, like actual cool rewards that you can get. Like Bounty Hunter back in the day, or even Bounty Hunter now in old school RuneScape. Like I'd much prefer that kind of approach rather than a like a dual arena approach personally. Like, I want to have something that we can, like, earn from PvP. Even if it's only PvP gear from doing PvP. Because if the only thing to earn is, like, gold, I wouldn't be as interested. But if you could earn like cool PvP armor or cosmetics or stuff like that, I'd definitely be a lot more interested. A full act dedicated to PvP? We're not sure yet. Because we don't know if they're going to add PvP to free-to-play or not. And if they do, there can't be a full chapter dedicated to it. Because there's a chance they'll make it so free-to-play can get to it. Otherwise, free-to-play would be locked out of PvP. And one thing that Brighter Shores PvP watch would be pretty nice about it, assuming they get special attacks as well, that should be pretty similar to what, you know, member PvP is. There's one issue that free-to-play always had back in the day. Because you didn't have, like, special attacks or anything back in, like, you know, the OG RuneScape PvP free-to-play. Or even now, even in modern day. At least in old school. Like, they still don't have special attacks or anything like that. So you're still using, like, Maple Bow into Two-Hand into, like, Scimitar, Rune Scimitar. Like, it looks like the game is back in, like, 2004. If you look at free-to-play PvP today. But Brighter Shores will actually be a little bit different. If it does get free-to-play PvP, it won't be that much different than member PvP. Like, maybe once boss drops and a few other things come out, like raids, that'll probably be in, you know, Chapter 3 and forward. But, as far as, at least, like, initially, PvP, if it was available in free-to-play in Brighter Shores, would look almost identical to member free-to-play, members PvP. Assuming they get special attacks. Which we still don't know for sure if they do. Because that's two things I don't think you've ever really clarified. If free-to-play in Brighter Shores is getting special attacks, and if free-to-play in Brighter Shores is getting, PvP or not. Because back in the day, he gave them PvP, but not special attacks. But we don't know what he's going to do this time around, as I don't believe any time in the AMA he actually mentioned it definitively one way or another. Oh, so hello, Rico! Welcome, welcome! Chapter 5 better have a merchant that sells leather and smelted bars. Could you imagine? That'd be so good. I'm still betting on what's going to be the builder skill. Is I'm almost guaranteed, like 80%, that the thing that the builder skill will be used for is you're going to build a bunch of facilities. Like really, really good shops and stuff like that with the builder skill. Like obviously that won't be the whole skill, but it would kind of be like the detective shortcut mechanic and stuff like that, or the merchant discount mechanic. I feel like Chapter 5's equivalent of that is there's going to be a bunch of rundown buildings that you have to go build. And one of them will give you, like, you know, a potion storage. One of them will give you, like, a potion shop that's better than their Chapter 1 shop. One of them might give you an armor better than their Chapter 4 armor, you know, stuff like that. And one of those could potentially be a place where you could buy processed ore, processed leather, and stuff like that. There's no confirmation that this is the case, but I'm putting, like, an 80% bet on builder will be used to build facilities to some degree. Like shops, either storage bins, stuff like that, at certain level ranges. I feel like that's going to be the equivalence of the Chapter 4 mechanic. Because in Chapter 4, up to 83 Detective, you get a bunch of shortcuts. And Merchant obviously gives you a bunch of discounts. It doesn't give you any new shops, but it does give you discounts to the shops that are there. And I feel like Builder will be that chapter's equivalence of that. Because they're definitely not putting on Armor Maker. They're almost guaranteed not going to be putting on Worm Wrangler, the gathering skill thing. They're not going to put it on the combat, obviously. So anything that they could put it on is Builder. If they want to have a similar mechanic to what Chapter 4 has twice over. Oh gosh, it's already so late. I can't believe it's like 6 PM already. My day just absolutely flew by. Luckily I got everything done I need to get done. But gosh, does it feel like it only been like 3 hours so far? This day flew by so quick. But I have everything I need for Christmas food-wise, as well as shopping-wise I already did last week. I got the Gems of War stuff out. And got a little bit of extra sleep as well. I think that's the other thing too. I kind of crashed last night, which kind of ruined my schedule a little bit today. But I was just so exhausted last night. By the time I hit the bed, I was out in like a minute and didn't wake up until like way later than I expected. Because I was going to lay down just for like a, you know, an hour or two. And then that hour or two turned into like 9 hours or 10 hours, whatever it was. Yeah, you'll still always need the corresponding level to unlock any shop. Like, even, let's say, hypothetically, they add a shop where you can buy ore. Or, you know, not ore, that already exists. That you buy smithing supplies from, like literal finished bars. Keep in mind, you will still need the smithing level for it. Like, if you wanted to buy tier 5, let's say, I don't know, platinum. Which, what even is the first one for? No, that's the other one. If you want to go do, Alright, where even is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it'd be 223. Is when you can start doing the C one. I always keep forgetting their name. But the tier 5 C ore, the Canesium or whatever the thing is called, that thing is, you know, you need the corresponding smithing level to go with it, and so on and so forth. Like for iron, to buy tier 5 iron, you would need 193 to be able to buy an iron bar like that. Even if a shop did exist for it, you'd still need the corresponding skill to go with it. Just like how everything else already is. Same when it comes to alchemy. Even if a better alchemy shop comes into the game, you would still need the corresponding level, to, most likely, to be able to actually get it. They likely wouldn't just let you outright just buy, like, you know, the end game potions that require, like, 400 something alchemy. Though, oddly enough, the one in Chapter 1 does not require any levels, but if they ever add, like, a super good one, they definitely would make it require it. Like, if they had one that stocked, like, every potion, it would definitely be based on your alchemy level. So you'd still need the alchemy level to be able to make it, just you'd be able to buy more of them. Oh, do you think Armor Maker will be based only on your classes thing? I'm pretty sure you'll be able to make all 3. But yeah, we don't really actually know. My assumption was you would be able to make all 3 armors. But there's a potential that's class locked. And then you can only make for your corresponding class. I don't think they've confirmed one way or another. I just kind of always assumed you'd be able to make all 3 on any class. Worst comes to worst, it's a good reason for me to go AFK the Stonemason and Bone Right even more on them then. Because y'all need those levels for the Leather Maker. Because I could just give them the hide from my main account, of course. So they don't need the Leather Worker, but they would potentially need the Stonemason or Bone Right level. I assume every class will be able to make all 3 armors, but we don't really know one way or another. My assumption was you'd be able to make all 3. Because currently you can make all 3. Like, any class can make all 3 weapons. It doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't also be able to make all 3 armors. It would just require a billion skills to do so. As it is very likely going to require Bone Right, Blacksmith, and Stonemason. But on top of that, it would also technically require, if you want to do it from scratch, Gatherer and Miner. And obviously all of them will require Leatherworker. That's something we 100% already know. You can see it with the icon on them. But they likely will also require Bone Right, Stonemason, smithing. It still hasn't been confirmed, but it's absurdly likely. Like, I'm not sure how you're going to be able to make the metal armor that we're wearing right now with only leather. You're definitely going to need some amount of metal bars. Or some kind of other material from Chapter 5. That's why I've been actually banking a lot of my metal bars. I have over, like, almost 10,000 bars banked right now. Of various tiers across every tier. Just in case Armor Maker does require bars, which is decently likely, I'll have enough to help with 200 Armor Maker. As after day 1 of Chapter 5, the first thing I'm doing after I explore and have fun and just kind of casually play through the chapter We are going straight to 200 armor maker. Like literally the day after or 2 days after. We are hard pivoting to like only get to 200 armor maker. Because I need it so badly. We needed it like a month ago. But of course we won't be able to get it for a couple months from now. Yeah, you're eventually going to need the other 3 components to make your 4-star, so it makes sense that you'd be able to make all 3. Is how else you're supposed to make 4-star armor then? These would be near impossible if you can't make all 3. Unless they want you to like have to trade for all of them. But for the self-sufficiency of it, every class should be able to make all 3 armors, most likely. Also, you can upgrade armor right now, by the way. It's just really hard to do so. Because there's currently no way to make armor. And you get a 3-star for every class. That's why I've been saving that Viking helm from Guardian. Actually, no, I think I sold that out because it was actually for Chapter 4, not untuned. But, yeah, it's just really annoying getting, you know, the 3 stars you need. Because sometimes they're locked to a chapter, or sometimes they're, not untuned. Or they're too low of level. Because I had, like, a 46 and a, what's it called earlier? A 46 and a 111. But both of them were too low for what I needed. So I wasn't able to use them. Also, hello, Isabel! Welcome, welcome! Hope you've been having a good day. And yeah, Isabel mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Especially on a smaller stream like this. Helps this YouTube algorithm pick it up and everything. Greatly, greatly appreciated. They were pretty much just doing blast mining today. Any Monday stream, we always have to have like a single focus pretty much. And today's definitely all in blast mining. Honestly, I do enjoy this activity. I just wish they would buff it. We were talking earlier, in Old School RuneScape, we've done this activity for like pretty much over 100 hours. In this game, I think we've only done it for like 8 to 10 hours, I want to say, somewhere around there. In this stream, we're doing it for like an hour and a half or so. But I actually really do enjoy this activity. There's a fun little gameplay loop to it. The 2 biggest issues with it right now is it gives barely any EXP compared to an upgraded pickaxe. Because we're not getting any of our 31% boost right now doing this. This whole 31% is doing nothing. The other thing that makes it pretty bad is the knowledge per hour is pretty horrible compared to other methods. It's actually among one of the worst active training methods in the game for knowledge per hour. Due to how long of a delay there is between each one. And the fact that you can't preset multiple. You're doing the Palia? Oh yeah, didn't Palia get an update today? I didn't even think about that. I know they announced it at the Game Awards. I just haven't bothered playing it. I need to go try it with you guys. Why am I doing it? Because I need the stone for 179. I also want to have some spare stone just for if I need it. For when trading comes out or any other purpose. Because currently I had like 24 banked. And after this, we'll have like 300 something banked. But the main reason is at 179... Well, 2 reasons. One is at my current mining level, it's like not horrible to do it. It's worse than doing iron, but it's not... Like, if we're ever going to do it, now would be the time we'd want to do it, basically. At our current level range. Because the second we hit 215, I'm never going to need to touch it again. So I might as well do it a little bit now before we're 215. But the other reason is I want to have some banked. Just in case we ever need them for anything. Because these make the 199s for Hammer Mage. This goes all the way to 199. As you can see right there, 179 to 320. And this is really relevant because I believe 1 or 2 best in slot items for Hammer Mage, you need this exact ore I'm doing right now. Like literally this exact material. Not a different one, this exact one I'm currently doing. So it's going to be pretty sought after by Hammer Mages. It's probably one of the most valuable ones due to the level range that it covers. Is you can make a 199 out of it, and you can also go all the way up to about 300 or something. Which is a really, really, really good level range. Because that's like the whole slow zone for combat. The 199 for when you start getting to slow 200 plus. And it goes at least to like 300 something, depending on what weapon you're doing. With some of them going as high as 320. Like this is one of the most important materials to any Hammer Mage ever. And while obviously we're not a Hammer Mage, you know, trading will eventually exist and everything. So when it does happen, we will be ready. It just makes sense to do it now rather than later, as our current mining range is like actually okay to be doing this activity. It's not the best thing we could be doing, but it's the least worst time to do it. Because if we do it later than this, then it's going to be bad XP. Whereas right now, it's just slightly worse XP. So it's not like horrible to do right now. He's a second hit 215. I'm never doing another one of these again. Or not never again, but you know, for this tier, we would never do it again. I'd still have to do it for the tier 6 Death Stone eventually. Actually, I think it's actually tier 4 Death Stone now that I think about it. There's still 2 tiers above it, I believe. This is just the most important one, is the thing. Because it's the most accessible one for best in slot hammer mage equipment. Because I believe the most noteworthy, I'm pretty sure their 2-hand is their best weapon. And you do know what you need to make the 2-hand? This exact resource right here. Oh, sorry, Isabel, what did you mention? Power World, most definitely, the new content is massive. We got a 24 new pals, a bunch of new tech and resources. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I need to play with you guys at some point. Also, we still need to go do the Pokemon event as well. Not sure if Tyrion was around at any point for that. Oops, I did not mean to click drop all. Whoops. I did that before earlier, too. But I'll need to go do it at some point later. Maybe like this weekend or something. But then again, it is Vault Event weekend for Gems of War, though. When Tyrion tells you so? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, let me know whenever Tyrion does and just poke me either on stream or in Discord or something. So we can go do it later. Because I think the event ends by the end of the year or something. It's like the Christmas thing they're doing. Or, you know, they're doing it as like a holiday thing. Yeah, blast mining for the level range that you unlock it at isn't bad. The problem with the getting it this late, at least, is none of your pickaxe upgrades apply to it. So the later you do blast mining, the worse it is. Because you're getting no pickaxe upgrade at all. It's not really scaled for that at the moment. Not sure if they ever are going to make it scaled to that. Obviously, they'll never make it scaled to pickaxe, but you know what I mean. Like, scaled to the fact that it doesn't give you pickaxe bonus. Because right now, post 200 blast mining is pretty bad. At least at this level range. Maybe the other one's not as bad, but you're basically just doing it for the stone and no other reason. Because I'm pretty sure it's about 20% worse than doing a 197 iron. Despite we're doing 207 mining method right now. But it's mostly because of the 31% bonus on the pickaxe. It's why in early game, def mining isn't as bad. Because your pickaxe is likely way less upgraded. They really gotta add explosive bank somewhere down here, though. The fact that there's not one is the main thing that bothers me with this activity. It's really, really annoying how far you have to go for a bank. Like, that alone would probably be enough to fix this activity. Even if they did no other buff. Just put an explosive bank, like, right in the corner there or something. Like, after the quest. Also, we might not even gain one single mining level from this, which is kind of sad. I know it is post 200, but still. That's a lot of explosives. Edistite you think is good for Stonemason weapon. Requires no secondary. Yeah, there's a couple that you only need 3 for. I forget what they were on. I think it's flint and... Was it flint and basalt? Or was it adestite? I don't remember. I know for non-hammer mages, the two that are really good are whatever two material only needs 3. Because there's 2 weapons that you can make that only require 3 of a material. One of them's like a throwing stone, and the other one I think is like a sling. And they both only require 3 stone and nothing else. I don't think either of them are meta on a hammer mage, but they're really good for non-hammer mages for upgrading weapons. Due to how little material they require. I wish Bone Ray had something like that. Because Bone Ray doesn't have, like, any super easy one. I would say the easiest one is probably, the polearm. Not because it requires, like, a super small amount of material, though it kind of does. I think it's, like, 3 bones, 1 log. Or, you know, or vice versa. Like, 1 bone, 3. I think it's 3 bone, 1 log. But the reason why it's so good is, both of the material are on top of a bank. It requires a Suave pole and a, like, 3 bone spikes or something. And both of them are right on top of a bank. Like, literally, like, 1 tile off on cycle. They're probably one of the closest, if not the closest resource to a bank in the entire game. Only problem is I don't think you make a shield out of it. But you can make the weapon upgrades out of it. And that's even good for Guardians too, because I believe that's their best in slot 2-hand. Like the polearm thingy that you can make out of it. But it's also best in slot for every other class in order to make make a weapon upgrade for Bone Ray. Just because of how accessible the resources are to collect. How many do we have left? Because my goal this stream is try to do every last blast mine we have. How many are we up to? We have... Oh yeah, I think we can. We're down to only 120 left after this inventory. We started at like, what, 280 something? Yeah, 100%. The stream doesn't end until we've run out of dynamite. That'd be a good stop point as well for this smaller stream. Yeah, that's the goal. Use every last dynamite we have. No less, no more. I'm still going to be getting more from the dailies, obviously, over time, but we'll worry about that later. Worst comes to worst, I'll just save them for trading and to sell them out later. Or maybe I'll use a few of them, we'll see. As long as I haven't hit 215 mining yet, they'll be worth using. The second I hit 215 mining, I'm never using another one again, though. I'll save them for probably just player trading. But you should be able to sell them for their full price, which I think is like 4. Because if I sell them now, you can only sell them for 1.7 or so. But these cost like 4 something from their shop. So you should be able to sell them easily for 4 silver each. You won't be able to sell them more because the bank is like right there for them. But you could easily get 4 silver a piece for them. Especially if you had like hundreds of them. Which, depending on how much I have to do that daily, we might. Because I don't get the better daily until 231 mining, and I did not plan to power mine to 231 anytime soon. I need to get it higher, but we're not going to be getting it to like 231 higher. That's like absurd. I'll be getting higher, but not that quickly. Unless I go power mining. Which I don't really intend to do at the moment. Yeah, we're halfway to a level. Gosh. Luckily, the second we get to 215, it skyrockets from there. Because that's when the mining AFK starts. It's not just a mining AFK, though. It's a mining AFK that gives us smithing material for free. Because right now, I have to burn money whenever I want to go get smithing supplies. Like, that 1 gold is going to go down very quickly. Especially during Christmas and everything. Since most of Christmas Day, I'll just be doing the smithing AFK. So, yeah, we're going to burn a lot of money. Because I'll be using 5% pots, and we'll be making a gold thing that I actively lose money on. So I'll be double dipping the money loss. Because we lose money making the gold, but we also lose money from the 5% pot. And the main reason we lose money doing the gold is it's not worth doing gold panning. The pickaxe buff is just too strong to ever bother with it. Maybe there'll be some level ranges where we're going to be forced to. I don't think so, though. I'm trying to say, is there any level that we'd be forced to have to gold pan? Let me double check. I don't believe there is. Because the next gold is at, what, 309. You also get the final gold pan upgrade. Kind of. Because you could do the AFK to 301. I guess you do 309. I would have to do a lot of add a throw if I don't want to. We'd have to do a lot of add a throw if we don't want to do the gold panning. We'd have to do add a throw from 309 to 317. So for 8 levels. So not only would I have to do it for 7 levels to get it to 301, but then I would also have to do it for like another 8 levels to get it from 309 to 317. It's going to be like the only really annoying dead zone. I don't think it ever comes up again. Okay, I guess it comes up once more at 450. But it's not that big a deal to go do Platinum from 442 to 450. That's not too bad. That should be very doable. Because those are both things we kind of need. Perfect Granite and Current Platinum. Particularly Perfect Platinum. Because that's where we make our 2-hand and quite a few other weapons. Also, if it ever gets a good spec, that's where we make the really slow Ice 2-hand. And I feel like it's going to get a really good spec. I'm pretty confident he's going to make it like a Zamorak God Sword from the original game that he did. Because there's no way he's not going to make like an Ice Freeze kind of mechanic thing. And if he's going to do it on one, that is like the weapon that's going to be on. As it's a very slow hitting Frost 2-hand. Like, if there's any weapon in all of Cryonite that's going to have a freeze effect, it is that one. I'd be somewhat disappointed if it doesn't have exactly the spec of, like, Zamorak God Sword or something. Because I almost guarantee will. It even looks like it. It's kind of funny because one of the other rooms one of the days, someone was examining that sword that someone had at a higher tier, and it's like, oh yeah, that looks kind of cool. It looks kind of like one of the God Sword from old school. And I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Or when someone else was using like a higher tier one. Makes even more sense since it's like a Frost 2-hand that's really slow. I would love for it. I can't wait till he adds special attacks. I want that so badly. As fun as Cueable actions will be, and you know, using that a ton, special attacks are probably the main thing coming in the next like month or two that I'm probably most intrigued by. What on earth they'll do. Because that'll really help diversify combat, even without the combat rework. Just that alone will be quite a bit. Nah, we still gotta wait and see. We're almost out. We're finally hitting a double-digit number. Only 96 left. Oh, hopefully that's not for a perfect inventory. Otherwise, I might buy a spare 12. I really shouldn't, though. It just feels weird going there with only 12. Also, hello, Mad Hatter. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Yep, almost time to go refresh the potion. Yeah, blast mining is actually a bit quicker than I thought it was. Like, it's bad, but it's not that bad. XP-wise. Because we're almost done with all of our dynamite already. Like, you started at like 300. We're already down to a double-digit number. Oh, we barely even started. You get 61 cooking? Nice! Good luck on Brand off then. Boss fight's pretty easy, though. I would say the only... Actually, what is the hardest boss fight in the game? As far as level, the hardest is technically the 5-star in Hope Forest, the 5-star quest, Forgotten Things. It's a level 60 that hits like the hags in in Chronopolis. He's basically like a reskinned hag. Or more so inversely, the hags are reskin him. So if you ever wonder why the hags are so annoying in Chronopolis, it's basically because they're based on a boss mechanic. The one for Hope Forest 5-star quest. But I would say that's the hardest boss currently in the game right now. Mostly due to his level. He's very cheesable though, he did have a level 30. But he's really luck-based. Like, I think he almost hits like 100 something. Or some kind of really big number. But he attacks really slow. And the chest is still a safe spot for that quest. I'm not sure if they're ever going to remove that. But he stops moving for some reason whenever he starts attacking you. And the chest can be hid behind, as it counts as like a wall that you can't attack over. Which is most importantly, he can't attack over. Even though you can't either. It's more important that he can't. Because once you start the fight with him, he basically acts as a tower and never moves. I'm not sure why, but it's a weird mechanic on him. Because hags, I'm pretty sure, still move when you engage them in combat. Or maybe they don't. I never really actually paid much attention to them. The rooms are so small. Maybe they don't move either. I didn't even think about that. I'm pretty sure they do if you walk under them, though. It's just otherwise they just stand there attacking you. Also, knowledge is moving so slow here that I'm not even sure if we're going to hit 177 in Stonemason. We'll get close, but I don't think we're going to get all the way. I'm definitely going to do a little bit of it off stream, though, just so we don't have to do as much Stonemason tomorrow. Because I really want to try making the 200 push tomorrow. Potentially even finishing it. Or at least getting, like, really, really close. So hopefully I can finish off, like, 8k raid dens on Christmas or something. Which reminds me, I still need to get tanky enough that I even can do AFK raid dens. That's another factor for tomorrow, too. Though getting 200 Stonemason should help a lot with that. Because if you're wondering how this 200 Stonemason, like, make us tankier, I'm still planning on making the 205 two-hand for, Chronopolis. Even though we got the 218 axe. Its attack speed... Oh, I forgot to go bank them. No, first time I did that. Hey, when I did that. But, even though we have the 218 4-star that we got yesterday, it was our first one. It's way worse than a 205 longsword due to how much quicker the attack speed of a longsword is. So we're still making that. Might even be able to make a almost 210 one. Or like a 207 or some kind of other weird number. Because I have a 211 bone, right? I can't make that any better. The smithing component will be whatever my smithing level is at the time. Which at this rate will be like 210 or 212 or so. And then our Stonemason will be a 199. Just so we don't have to deal with the higher rarity curve thing. Or who knows, maybe we'll make it 200. But it's probably going to be a 199. Which means I believe I would need 211 smithing then. to make it a 206 instead of a 205. It's not too big a deal, though. One level's not going to make that big a difference. It's like 1 power or something. But hey, that's 1 power that we have to deal with for a very long time. Because we're not getting an upgrade beyond that for like 40-something levels. Because I'm skipping over Hags and going straight to the other one whenever we do. I'm skipping Hags at 237 for 265 Wasp. One nice thing about the weapon component too is I actually don't even need to go out of my way to go get it for Stonemason. I do need to go out of my way to get the smithing component when we make like the 210 to 211 or whatever it is, but the Stonemason I'm going to get when I train from 199 to 200. So it's actually going to be 0 time to go get it. I'll probably keep every single one of them I get as well. It didn't make as much sense to keep the smithing one, so I didn't. But every 199 Stonemason drop I get, I need to keep. Oh no! Okay, good. It canceled it. I thought I accidentally used that on the fishing AFK. Whoops. That'd be a funny mistake. Luckily, there's like a billion-year delay before it actually interacts that screen. One of the delays in this game that is actually a good thing, not a bad thing. Just make sure you don't misclick on it. There we go. 2 more knowledge points and we're good to go. We can start actually doing Stonemason again. We're definitely not getting it right now, though. Even if we do every last blast mine, we're still going to be a little short. But we'll have it by tomorrow. And tomorrow should be a nice full-length stream. The only thing that will be a little bit different with tomorrow's stream is I'm probably ending a little bit earlier. Like around 9 or 10. Which is still going to be a solid, like, 9 or 10 hour stream. But, I do want to get to bed a little bit more reasonable time tomorrow night. Just because it's Christmas Eve going into Christmas. So tomorrow's stream will be starting at a pretty normal time. But ending just slightly earlier, just so I can get a good rest tomorrow night. And I will still probably do a little small stream on Wednesday morning. Probably like an hour just wishing everyone Merry Christmas. Do you know what I was planning on doing for it too? Because I haven't done it yet. I know it's not necessarily Brighter Shores related. But because Brighter Shores doesn't have an event, I was considering doing the Old School RuneScape's Christmas event. Because they're in kind of like the style of what Andrew Gower would do if he actually had the time to go make one. I was like, since this game doesn't have one, it's like, hey, you know what? Close enough. I was thinking what else we could kind of do during that, because we can't do like a giveaway or like a drop party, Christmas drop party or anything. So it's like, oh, let's just do the Christmas event in the other game. It's close enough. It's Brighter Shores adjacent. I don't have the same humor likely that Paul Gower would probably have if he ever did make a quest for this game. The only reason why we didn't get a special event, he actually mentioned it during the AMA, why we didn't get one for Brighter Shores, is he doesn't want to spend time wasting it on temporary content when there's so much permanent content that the game needs. So he likely will be doing Christmas events and, other holiday events like that in the future. But the game just needs so many other updates right now that he's prioritizing, permanent content rather than temporary one. That's why we only got like this basic hat event for the, Christmas event. It's because he doesn't want to waste too much time on something temporary. Which makes sense. Because the game still has a lot of work it still needs. This inventory's almost done. Just gotta remember to actually grab the Death Stone for once. I feel like I always forget about it on last cycle. Was that a paranoia? Did I not reset the potion? Pretty sure I did, but it's not going to stop me from thinking I haven't. There we go. I really shouldn't have brought in such a big stack. I'm not sure why I did. Like 10 would even be overkill, and I brought 50. Yeah, we're almost at the explosives now. I think we have like, what, 70-something left? We got like 3 more full trips and then maybe part of one. Let's see, how many is 3 trips? What's 3 times 24 is 72. So how many do I have left? Because I have a weird number like 84 right now. We actually won't be able to make a full trip out. I forgot to go bank it again. Okay, good. I have exactly enough for 3 trips. But I forgot to go bank the stone. I did it again. Too bad there's not like a storage thing in there. Hate when I do that. Well, let me go backtrack. And remember to go put it in this time. Yeah, we got exactly enough for 3 more trips. Perfect. That'll be the game plan then. And then we'll bring this guy back to AFK smithing. So we can keep getting that level up. Look how much his guard had gone up. 208. That is so crazy. Let's see, how's the leaderboard going for smithing? Because at this rate, if I just keep running the smithing AFK, we might take top 20 without even drawing. Just from the AFK activity. Which is kind of funny. Oh, they're also doing the AFK activity though. The people catching on of how good it is. Mostly the Cryo Knights. These are the main people that would need it. But, yeah, maybe we won't then. Because it looks like almost all of them are going for it. Based on how much they've moved since then. So the only way we'd actually move up is if we actively, train it. Which I do have a bunch of iron ore I will need to do for 215 mining. It's one of the other reasons I'm doing blast mining right now. Is just to offset how much iron ore I'm going to need. Because I still got to go mine like 4,000 something iron ore or something absurd. Like somewhere's in the thousands. How many more we need to go mine? It's under 10,000, but somewhere's in the thousands to get 215. After that, we're pretty much in the clear though. Because 215 gets our first really good post 200 AFK. Which will be the one for smithing AFK. Which will not only save us money on it, but also be things we need for XP for it. We gotta do that at bare minimum until Carbonese, but even probably beyond that. Because I don't plan to bank that much Carbonese. It is so annoying to bank. Like, I need it, but I'm probably not doing more than a few thousand. The rest is going to be the 215 mining AFK. Almost all the way to 239. When's the next update? Oh yeah, we actually had an update on the update, by the way. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, but a lot of people weren't here at the time, so now there's a lot more people here. For any of you who haven't seen it yet, actually pretty much right when we started the stream, we posted this like an hour ago. Or 2 hours at this point. But sorry for the lack of updates last week. I was in the French Alps learning how to ski last week. And of course, now it is Christmas. I am looking forward to getting back to making a lot of improvements in the new year and hope you all have a great Christmas too. AKA, January 1st or 2nd is the earliest he's doing an update. As he's done for the year. We kind of already knew this based on what someone mentioned from like the Discord or something. But now he officially posted it somewhere like really public. But yeah, he's not going to be back until January 1st at the earliest. So don't expect any update earlier than like maybe January 2nd or something. He's probably not doing it day New Year's Day either. It's like January 2nd is like the earliest we're going to be getting an update. But yeah, that's the current update on the update. It seems like January 2nd is like the earliest I'll probably be. Definitely no time in 2024. So that's a solid 8 days of no update then. Beyond the last week of no update. But still plenty of stuff to do. Just no updates within that time. Oh no, after all this, we're still not even going to get a mining level. Gosh, post 200 is rough. I don't mind it though. I'll definitely mind it a lot less after I get 200 all as well. Because then it just becomes the standard. The only thing that's still making it feel a little bit extra slow is there's so many skills I know we could be training that are, you know, quicker than it. Because we don't even have half the skills at 200 yet. Actually, how many 200s do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, is it really only 4? That's funny. Oh, no, 5 because of smithing the other day. But yeah, I only have 5 200s right now. It's not a lot. It's not a small amount, but it's not a lot. When there's currently 18 skills in the game. Yeah, it's a lot considering a lot of people don't even have a single 200. Though I would highly advise anyone who doesn't have a 200 AFK method set up yet, I would highly, highly, highly considering doing it. I think it's one of the top few mistakes we made this entire playthrough, is not getting a level 200 AFK set up like ASAP. Because they are so broken compared to pre-200. Why are they broken? Basically, everything takes 4 times. So basically, any AFK activity beyond 200 does exactly what it does now. Like, about how long it takes you to get a level right now doing an AFK is the exact amount of time it'll take you to go get a level post 200. So when you put it like that, it makes it seem like, oh, then why are they useful? The thing is, everything that isn't them becomes 4 times worse post 200. If you're actively training, you need 4 times more XP. If you're using knowledge, it's only 1/4 the power before. It's going to be like 6.25 rather than 25%. So basically everything is 4 times slower, but knowledge that you get from AFK activities is exactly the same, which effectively makes it 4 times quicker because everything else is 4 times slower. It isn't actually 4 times quicker than pre-200. It's just everything that isn't it is nerfed by 4 times post-200. Which effectively makes it 4 times buffed, even though it's the same rate pre-200. It's just because everything else around it gets nerfed. But it stays exactly the same. So for every 1 hour you put in a post-200 activity, AFK, is like 4 hours in a non-200 AFK. So if you go to bed, work, whatever for 12 hours, you are basically only getting 3 hours worth compared to post-200. As every 1 hour is 4 hours post 200. Effectively. Which is really strong. That's weird. The animation's bugged right now. He's supposed to, like, lean down and put the bomb on it. We somehow broke his animation. There it goes. He did it that time. Sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. That's so weird. Small little visual bug. Like, right there, he didn't put it down. I just realized we're already down to our last inventory after this next one. Our next inventory is our last inventory. This actually took a lot less time than I thought it would. No, perfect amount of time for how much time I had today, so I guess it works out perfectly. We're going to end after next inventory. So if you guys still have any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. But tomorrow should be a normal length stream then. Only thing that would maybe delay the start time is I think I am going to go out for lunch with some family tomorrow. It's like a little pre-Christmas thing. It's going to be pretty early in the morning, so it shouldn't get in the way of our normal start time, but if it is, it might be like half an hour off or something. Yeah, one more inventory. You know, and that would be every single daily we've had from like the last 2 weeks in Dynamite. I actually like this daily. It saves you a lot of silver if you're going to be doing this activity. Like a lot of silver. Like I know all of them save you silver in one way or another. This one in particular is pretty nice. You know what else is actually pretty nice? The fishing one, surprisingly. As useless as the fishing XP is, if you were to save, like if you were to actually break down how much money you save from them over all your cooking contracts, it's actually not that bad. The fishing ventures, assuming that they're scaled up to whatever your cooking level is at a given time, they actually aren't bad. I know I've personally been kind of dissing them as like never worth it if you're like in, you know, in the member areas. But they're not awful. The biggest issue is that they give fishing XP, which isn't as useful as like mining XP or detective XP or a few others like that. Biggest issue is the XP type it gives is not ideal. But the actual resource it gives is pretty useful if you're doing the cooking grind. As it makes it so you don't have to go buy fish as often for some of the items. It also makes it so your profit margin is way better on them. And of course, free cooking XP. Though most cooking XP is free if you're doing like stews or sandwiches, but this makes the bounties a little bit more profitable. And not needing to walk all the way over there to go get your fish. Because the fish market's kind of like a mile and a half away from the cooking station. If you need to pick up a few, it's fine, but if you need to make like multiple trips, there's so much walking back and forth. Compared to if you already had them banked. This is where all this dynamite came from. 12 a day, or technically 24 a day of the dynamite venture. Because they are 100% not worth buying. I never do blast mining while buying it. It is so expensive. Unless you're a hammer mage that just really needs it for some reason. But otherwise, you should never be buying your own dynamite. Only get it from the daily. All this, and we're still gonna need 1/4 of a bar for mining. Now this became like 3 virtual levels, technically. Because I always consider anything post 200 as every 1/4 of the bar is a level. It's not quite a level, but you know. If you were pre-200, it'd be a level. So we gained about 3 levels then, from wherever we were. Our level didn't move up, but you know, the little 1/4s are kind of like a little mini level. Yeah, I'll go drink the potion. That should be enough for us to go knowledge into Stonemason. We're still going to be 1 knowledge point short, but I'll fix that later tonight. So when we do it tomorrow, we'll actually be able to go straight into Stonemason. Because we need 177 before we can get back into it, which we are pretty much there. 1 knowledge away. Not counting the one we're about to use, of course. That doesn't take that long at all to go get. And of course, at 179, we can ultra etch these stones. As it says right there, 179. Alright, this should be the one. There we go, nice. 1 more to go. But that's the end of our blast mining experience for today. Alright, let's go get our smithing AFK set up. So every time I do this, I gotta go like do a billion things every single time. So first things first, let me go bank all these. Don't accidentally leave these potions on the ground. That'd be a huge fail. And then we'll go do the multi-process steps that is setting up our smithing AFK. Alright, first deposit all these, grab the potion, keep the potion on me because I'm going to teleport to Hopeport, so we can go get our other potion. Teleport to Hopeport, grab all the potion, buy any that we need, go get all the gold we need, and get over back to the deep mine, so we can keep just printing smithing levels. We already got 2 for doing absolutely nothing already. It's only been 1 day since we unlocked it, and we're already up 2 smithing levels. We're going to get a ton on Christmas Day as well. So won't have like barely any time to play. Like that day we'll probably gain almost like 3 levels then. Alright, let me go grab what we have. Grab a few more from the bank. Let's see, deposit these, grab these, not those. Where's the AFK ones? There they are. Give me all those. Buy a couple more, just so we have some for today and tomorrow. Give me like, where even are these? Give me... Where even are they? They're in there somewhere. Where are these things? Hello? There they are. Alright, give me like, yeah, 24, I guess. That should be enough. Alright, oh, auto buy a 0.3? Wait, what do you mean? Do we have like a partial in there? They don't show up as a partial. That's weird. Anyways. Alright, now I just need to go get my gold. And then go head back. That's definitely going to be the AFK he does for tonight, as well as tomorrow night, as well as Christmas Day. Or most of Christmas Day. Still probably have a few hours to play, just not as much as we normally would. Right, 1 full inventory of gold, please. I'm definitely not going to be panning for it due to getting 0% extra XP. Gold, highest tier that we can. Boom. Oh wait, I don't have enough money. Oh, that's funny. Wait, I'm actually out of money. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is my biggest concern when I was doing the thing. When I was talking about like the whole 5% and like the money cost of it and everything. We're literally out of money. That's every last cent I have. I have 59 bronze right now. 0 silver. That's funny. Okay, I do have a few more banked. Plus, you make them back when you sell them. It's not like you get 0 back for these. You get 0 back for the XP pots, but you get you do to get some back for the gold thingies. So like all this stack that we spend on, we get nothing. But these golds give us like I want to say like 20 back or so. Like around 20 or silver. We're still losing like 10 silver each on them though. But they do give some amount of their money back when you sell them to the jewelry shop. Yeah, right now we are literally at 0 gold. 0 silver, 0 gold, 59 bronze. It's the poorest we've been in a while. Gosh, I'm going to have to do like an hour of smithing at some point just so we can make some money. That our leather worker. Alright, there we go. And then I put 1 back in. Alright, there we go. And we'll have him go do that. That's funny. But yeah, we're literally at 0 gold right now. 0 gold, 0 silver. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. If I don't see you by then, we will be streaming most of tomorrow. Probably starting around noon or half past noon or so. As I'm probably going out with some family for lunch / breakfast. So it shouldn't interfere too much. But if I am a little bit later, it's going to be because of that. And we'll go for about like 10-ish hours tomorrow, as I do want to get to bed a little bit early for Christmas Eve. So yeah, tomorrow we will still be streaming for about 9-10 hours, starting around noonish or a little bit after noon, and going for, you know, the normal amount of time for the most part, and go from there. And then yeah, of course, Wednesday we'll be having Christmas, so it'll be a very, very short stream in the morning just to kind of say Merry Christmas and go from there, kind of thing. Might even do the old school RuneScape Christmas event, since this one doesn't have one. It's the closest thing we have to a quote-unquote Brighter Shores Christmas event. And then Thursday, we should hopefully be back to normal then, beyond that. And, of course, he already confirmed, Andrew Gower, that we're not having an update till pretty much January 1st at the earliest, as he tweeted out an hour or two ago that, yeah, he's not doing any updates basically until next year. So do not expect any between now and, well, any time this year, because he's not starting again until January. He just mentioned like 2 hours ago officially. So, yeah, we can kind of just mess around with whatever until then. But anyways, guys, hope you all enjoy your holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year if I don't see you by then. And, though I will be here, but, you know, if I don't see any of you individually by then. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching. Also, anyone who does watch Gems of War, we are still doing that in an hour, of course, as we do every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is like an hour from now. So I'm going to grab a quick bite to eat right now, and then we'll head over to that. But anyways, as far as Brighter Shores, you know, tomorrow around noonish, going for about 9-ish hours, and we'll go from there. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.